Hi, this is Thundy from Booredatwork.com and welcome to our full review of the iPhone 4S. The iPhone 4S is the latest iPhone out there on the market, and it's launched. It launched on October 14th. Big hype, lots of hysteria about it, and it's our full review. So stay tuned, go through the whole video, check out what we think about the iPhone, its new 8-megapixel camera, Siri, which is the voice recognition software, and see how well it fares, and all that fun stuff. So
alright, so we're taking a look at the iPhone 4S, and this is the full review as we mentioned earlier. Hardware again is still the same as the iPhone 4. It looks pretty much the same. You do have a 3.5-inch Retina display, front-facing camera, volume button, as well as a lock button there. 8-megapixel, which is new, with LED flash, records at 1080p. Your 30-pin dock connector, speakers, home button, 3.5mm jack. So let's go ahead, slide unlock. Now the iPhone 4S runs iOS 5.0, which in all points and purposes looks similar to iOS 4 on your iPhone 4 also. Main differences here are a couple of things. First thing is the notification system has been changed. You do have a notification bar, similar to what you have on Android devices. So you have notifications. You can check your notifications for your Twitter, email, messages, as well as phone calls. Once you set up your system, the notification bar does have widgets for your Twitter. For your weather, as well as your stock tracker. You can edit the notification bar within the settings. You go into the settings here, go back in here to notifications. You can customize what applications you have in the notification bar and how you want the notifications to come up. So if we go into Twitter, I have a banner notification style. I can go to alerts, I can go back to banner, I can turn it on or off, I can show 10 most recents or whatever amount. So it's very customizable overall, but you do have to set it up once you get your iPhone 4S and turn on the system. Especially with Twitter, it starts off as no notifications, so you do have to set that up yourself. Siri, which we'll show you in a second. Now this is the, of course, settings for Siri. You can turn it on and off. You can set the language. You can always set up voice feedback. You can put in your info, and you can raise to speak. And Siri is very easy to use. Easiest way is just to hold down on the home button. This is a test of Siri voice recognition service on the iPhone 4S. Let's see if this thing works out well.
You're coming through loud and clear.
So this is what I said here on Siri. And I can of course go in and edit this and send it out. So it does work well to a large degree. If you have an accent or you speak very fast, it will miss a lot of words in there for you. So you do have to slow your speech down. The cool thing about Siri though is that you don't necessarily have to put in a voice prompt. Like some devices will ask you to have a prompt saying, text this person, call that person, search for, find, that kind of thing. You can just mention something. So for instance, I can type on Siri and say Starbucks in Boston, Massachusetts.
I found a number of places named Starbucks in Boston.
So it does that, and you can easily search places at Starbucks wherever you want to. Or you can go, where is Comic-Con this year?
Sorry, I don't know where that is.
See, now, if I don't enunciate that properly, you probably won't get it. So if I do that again, where is Comic-Con this year?
Sorry, I couldn't find any places
Comic-Con
this year.
So it all depends on your your enunciation as well as your speed of speech. So if you slow it down more, you get better results. And it does use Apple service, so it does help to boost the system. So I'll say it's about 80 to 90% effective, but it's still similar to what you have with other systems, except without the voice prompt. So that's Siri for you. And you usually take notes. You can send emails, make calls, whatever you want to do. It's very easy. Call Bob Joe.
Calling Bob Joe, mobile.
So I have that there. Of course, that's a dummy number. So if you like, you can call doesn't really matter. So that's pretty much it there with Siri. Thing also is the integration of Twitter into all aspects of the iPhone 4. So for instance, you go to photo, I can go to my camera roll here, I can select a picture and say this picture here of Iron Man, and I can decide to share that, and you can see email, tweets, newspaper, assign contacts, all that kind of stuff. So Twitter is integrated fully around the whole system. Facebook isn't, but you can tweet out pictures and tweet out certain things and what have you. So that's a lot of full integration of Twitter in there. And one more thing, the camera, of course. We have done our camera test and seen how well the camera works, but just showing you the camera itself. Now, a lot of people had asked me if there was any anti-shake settings for the camera. There's none. I'd mentioned this earlier. So you can see the options for the camera here. You can turn on and off the flash. You can, the options here, you have options for grid or HDR on and off. You can switch to the front-facing camera. You can see the camera there. Of course, you see your camera snap button, switch between camera and camcorder. And of course, you can go to your picture gallery here, go back to camera roll. Now, if we go into the main settings here, just go back, sorry about that. There are no settings for camera as a whole. There's settings for FaceTime, but no settings for a camera in here. So there are no camera settings that turn on and off anti-shake. That's already built into the system, as most things with the iOS are. So you can see that quite clearly here. So just letting you guys know who were complaining about that, doesn't exist. The iPhone 4S does have a dual antenna, so it switches from CDMA to GSM. Now on GSM it is a HSPA plus 14.4 plus device, so it goes up to 14.4 megabits per second speeds on 3G. On CDMA it's just 3G, regular 3G speeds, EVDO. It's no 4G on the iPhone 4S. This is not a 4G phone, so the 4S is not 4G capable. So let's see some speeds here. Again, the speed test. Now this is off AT&T's 3G. Of course, this is the Boston area. I'm getting probably about 3 megabits per second. Nowhere near the 14. 4. And then you can see the upload speeds. We'll just do one more test so you guys can take a good look. But that's pretty much it for the iPhone speed, just HSPA plus. You can see also the indicator says 3G, so it looks like either I'm not getting HSPA plus speeds, or that's what you'll get within certain areas. So there you have it. So let's continue with the review after this is done. Results, you can see it. Of course, that was Wi-Fi, and max speed was 3.8. So let's continue. Another thing also here is iCloud. You have iCloud. I have it set up. These are the iCloud things I have synced. I decided not to sync my mail, but I can sync my contacts, turn my notes off. I can sync my photo stream, data and documents. So you can set up different applications. These are the ones that Apple allows you to set up to sync to your iCloud account, which you only have 5 gigabytes, and you can buy more. So if you go into storage and backup, total storage, 5 gigabytes, available 5, buy more. iCloud backup, I can turn it on to automatically backup as I take pictures, especially in my photo stream, or I just turn it off. So you do have that functionality here with iCloud. And that's pretty much it here for what's new with the iPhone 4S and iOS 5. Of course, you do have your double tap quick access to the multitask menu, of course, and also to your music controls below here, and of course your system volume, so things like that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's round up this review and tell you what I think about the iPhone 4S.
About the iPhone 4S. First of all, like we stated in the review, the hardware, the physical hardware look is still the same. Still the same 3.5 Retina screen. Although there's some things that have changed physically on the device. It's got an 8 megapixel camera, which works well in stills, takes very, very good pictures. But with 1080p recording, it does a decent job. It's good, but it's not great. It's not. I don't think it's the best thing out there. You can see that comparison with our video 1080p camera test. Other things in the device, Siri, which has been hyped about, well, works well. It does, but you do have to slow down your speech, I think, and also you have to enunciate pretty well for it to get its recognition through. And if you're someone who has a slight accent or a different accent, it might also mumble that up a little bit. But that all depends on, on just you. So it's something that I think will improve, and I think it's a nice feature on the iPhone 4S. Also, iOS 5, the new notification features, very nice, although they did copy Android. Yes, they did. I'm not even going to state otherwise. And the only thing I don't like about notifications is once you sign into your iPhone, you do have to set the notifications up. They're not automatically set for you where you can now go in and now reset them. So you kind of have to set the notifications yourself. But it's still a nice addition and also improves the whole idea of the iPhone. I wished Apple would increase the screen size to say 4 inches. 3.5 is a little small for me, but there's certain people who, of course, this fits quite well. Now, you're probably wondering, all right, so is this for me? Is this a device I want? Now, if you're on the iPhone 3GS and you want to still stay with Apple and bump up, the iPhone 4 is a great jump for you. It's a great device. The A5 processor works well. It's smooth, fast. You especially from that device, you notice the speed jump. Now, if you are on the iPhone 4, I would say not so much, unless you really want that 8 megapixel camera in there. But overall, iPhone 4S is a good device. It's a nice slight upgrade. It's not the big jump we're expecting. We'll have to wait for the iPhone 5 for that. But Apple, again, has done a decent job in basically crafting what they know best and putting it in a package that, of course, is still familiar to customers with the iPhone 4 itself, and delivering on something that, yes, keeps the iPhone name, iPhone reputation, but doesn't stray away from its norm. So I'll give the iPhone iPhone 4S a good upgrade, not fantastic. So there you have it. So if you guys have any questions, any comments about our review, just let us know. Also, don't forget to subscribe to all our pages on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. It's all Booredatwork with 2 O's. So this is Thunder E from Booredatwork saying thank you and always enjoy entertainment.